So this is a mystery box for me. I was not shared any tracking details, but it might be the Tanchjim Force. Let's find out, or maybe something else. We will know in a while. So yes, this is the Tanchjim Force. This one is priced at, if I'm not wrong, $270 and houses two dynamic drivers, which is very interesting. It is co-designed by Effect Audio. The cable is from Effect Audio. This is not a follow-up to any of their other IEMs and any other past IEMs, but they definitely share the design language for sure. Very similar kind of packaging from Tanchjim. It looks exactly same what the origin looked like. Very similar kind of box here, very similar kind of design, which is available with both Fission and origin. Exactly same kind of presentation too. Nothing fancy here. We are getting a booklet with good amount of documentation. I'm not going to look into that, or should I? Let's see for a change. Let's see. We are getting a waifu card, manual, quick start guide, and about Effect Audio. You do not need to know about Effect Audio. Okay, let me be very clear about that. Effect Audio is Effect Audio. They are one of the largest and most popular cable maker in the whole world. They are from Singapore. You might need to know about Tanchjim, but no, you do not exactly need to know about Effect Audio if you are a seasoned audiophile. So the case is slightly larger than the origin, but maybe not. We are getting very similar kind of accessories and connectors, like the Fission to be precise. I don't need these things. This is the cable, looks nice. Slightly memory prone here, you guys can see it has memory issues. Okay, around 5 inches of memory here. Looks good. It is not bouncy. So this cable is from Effect Audio, made in collaboration with Tanchjim. Okay, Effect Audio, you guys can read Effect Audio Force. Looks nice. Uses same kind of connectors as Tanchjim, maybe provided by Tanchjim themselves, because Effect Audio do not use this kind of connectors or anything like that. They have a different kind of implementation of modularity. So this is a decent looking cable. I will not complain. This carry pouch is decent too. Nothing fancy, nothing out of ordinary, but this is decent. Let me put this back on. DSP connectors here. We will look at the earpieces later. Let's have a look at the setup accessories. So these are the tips. I'm going to use the wide bore tips here. These are slightly narrow bore and these are slightly wide bore. I'm going to use the wide bore tips here. So there is a mismatch here, you guys can see. I believe you guys can see. These three are of the same size and this are not matching. Okay, so that is kind of a mishap here. In any case, that doesn't bother me because I'm going to use the L size anyway. And this is the L size too. This is not M size. This is M. M is smaller. Has anything happened to this set? No, nothing like that has happened to this one. So this is just a mishap from Tanchjim for once. These earpieces are a bit on the larger side when compared to the origin, because they are housing two dynamic drivers side by side. Okay, it's not like they are placed one behind another. And the good thing is that we are getting a filled in shell. It's not empty or anything like that. Looks very good, very good in my opinion. Looks fantastic. And we are getting a kind of open back design too, looking nice, very good. Effect audio branding too is available here. Looks nice. Nozzle is small. Okay, the great thing is this nozzle is fairly smaller, around 5 mm. Acrylic or plastic here. Here is the other earpiece. Looks nice, looks nice. So this is the unboxing. I will think if I need to include the initial impression within this video or not. So this is it, guys. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Enjoy. This is the initial impression of Tanchjim Force, priced at $280. This is a very interesting IEM from Tanchjim. They are using two dynamic drivers within this IEM. If you guys look into the specification, we are getting a 8 mm dynamic driver plus a 10 mm dual chamber composite dynamic driver. Now that is a very interesting thing, because at around $120 we are getting 10 mm dynamic drivers, dual chamber dynamic drivers. Here we are getting an additional 8.2 mm dynamic driver. And another interesting bit is it has a kind of open back design. Very interesting IEM, to be precise. I have been working around a handful of Tanchjim IEMs. I reviewed the Fishon, I reviewed the Origin, and this is the Force. This one is slightly more voluminous than the Origin. You guys can see the body is thicker, more voluminous. Even the back plate is a bit more bigger than the Origin. Origin was made out of metal, but this one is made out of mostly plastic, or you can say acrylic. The back plate though is metal. This mesh is made out of metal, but somehow down the line I believe this is glued, not infused. So take care of your force if you are using. It is a very good looking IEM. You guys can see the drivers, and I like this transparent kind of design. I was liking the Fishon and Origin too, but this one looks much better than those. It kind of looks fancy to me, somehow more premium and fancy. Yes, it is slightly more fancier and premium than the Origin. Now there are some not exactly downsides, but slightly bothering points of this IEM, and that is this effect audio cable. They are marketing it because of its collaboration with effect audio, but this cable is very memory prone, and you guys can see I'm unable to keep this cable stable. So you guys can understand it's not a very well behaved cable. It has a memory of its own, and it behaves in its own way. So even though this is a bit more premium, a bit more sonically capable sounding cable, it is not exactly a very compliant cable. It kind of behaves in its own, it holds its own memory, and might not be a very comfortable cable if you are on the move. If we talk about ergonomics and that kind of stuff, I am not exactly sure why Tanchjim decided to use smaller L size tips. I'm not very happy with the stock L size tips. I'm using some aftermarket larger L size tips. Those L size tips that came with the Fishon are smaller. I'm not liking that. They are not stable inside my ear, while this one is offering better isolation and better fit. Overall fit and stuff is reasonably good. It's not the best, to be precise. Origin was a bit more stable, because of its slightly smaller size. You guys can see this is big and can be slightly difficult to keep inside. In any case, it's not uncomfortable or anything like that. This cable guides too do not exert much pressure on the ear, so that is a good thing. And it is good, not very good with isolation either. Yes, this open back design might feel like it might be leaking a bit more than usual, but the good thing is that it is not leaking much sound or anything, so that is a saving grace. It has very good branding on the body, Force effect audio on both sides. It looks nice, it looks very good, and this transparent design, as I've already mentioned, looks fantastic. If we start talking about the sound quality, which is why we are here, this is a definite definitive evolution of what the Origin offered. Okay, Origin was a good sounding IM, no doubts about that, but Force is an evolution of the Origin. Origin had slightly mid bassy, slightly smoother, slightly treble friendly presentation, while this one is much better with the bass. Okay, Force offers a very well tuned low end. It has one of the best low ends I have heard under $300 to be precise. It is offering fantastic dynamics, some of the best dynamics to be precise. It has the control, it knows when to pace, it knows how to pace. Okay, it can slow down when the note is a bit on the slower side, it can tighten up when the note is tight. So that is the kind of dynamics and contrast this IM is offering, which is just simply outstanding to be precise. I'm loving the way Tanchjim has tuned this IM. It has very good depth to very good sub bass extension, very good sub bass rumble, very good mid bass body. And the good thing is that mid bass is not more prominent or dominating. It has good area of impact, big area of impact. Okay, and has very good amount of punch. It moves good amount of air too. Has very good vibrations, very good layered delivery too. No issues with the clarity or anything like that, no muddiness or anything. So it's a very good sounding low end to be precise. We are getting clean, clear upper bass notes too. No issues at all, none whatsoever. Yes, I somehow kind of felt that the lower mid could have been slightly more forward, but this is the initial impression. I just have put in around 3-4 hours behind this IM. It should open up, it should offer better clarity in that regard, and we should be treated with better lower mid clarity. It is not like it is lacking lower mid clarity, but the thing is that it is slightly lacking with the forwardness there. Okay, the transparency in the lower mids are not the best. Vocals are slightly more forward than the instruments around it. It's a W shaped IM. If I have not mentioned, let me mention that here. It's a W shaped IM and it offers very good vocals, slightly forward vocals, very good tonality, very good timbre. They are slightly on the faster, slightly on the less fuller side when it comes to male vocals, but they still maintain good amount of throatiness. The throat emphasis, the throat texture is available with the Force. It's not very throaty. Okay, not throaty like the lead shot DX1, but it offers equally impressive texture and resolution. Female vocals are fantastic, very good note height and clarity. Instruments around the vocals are slightly less forward, and they kind of feel like they are not very transparent or very agile or anything like that. But the separation between back and foreground instruments is just on a different level. Fantastic imaging. It can stack one note over another, and that layering is very enjoyable. It kind of wraps around another note, and that technical ability is just simply outstanding. No issues with tonality or timbre or anything like that. Cohesion of this IM is very good too. I'm liking the way they have kind of made the imaging. Okay, it's very good, very engaging, and slightly different from what we usually get under $500. So very good performance here. I am liking the way they have tuned the upper mids too. No extra sharpness or uncomfortable sharpness to be worried about. So that is a very good thing. It does not bite either. It does have reasonable amount of energy, but that's it. Nothing uncomfortable at all. If we talk about the highs, that is where this IEM is very similar to what the Origin offered. Fantastic extension, fantastic clarity, fantastic layering and separation, very good agility. I like the way they have rendered this triple range, which is clean, clear, and transparent, yet fatigue free. So if you are looking for a triple range that is high on details but is not sharp and is comfortable, you should definitely consider the Force. It does not have the slight bit of thinness of the Origin. So Tanjim has tuned this IEM beautifully, to be precise. Fantastic tuning, fantastic potential, to be precise. I'll be burning it in for around at least 100 hours, and we will see how this one turns out. At this point of time, we are getting very good stage 2, very open, on par with Origin, but I want it to open up even more. So I will burn it in, and I will post the final review later this month, maybe early next month. So this is it. This is the initial impression and unboxing of Tanchjim Force. Thank you for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Enjoy.